When you move to Finland, you have to take care of many practical matters. The Moving to Finland checklist will help you with the most important matters connected to the move. Do you need a residence permit for Finland? The need for a residence permit depends on your citizenship as well as your reasons for coming to Finland and the length of your stay. If you are a citizen of a Nordic country and European Union member state, Liechtenstein or Switzerland, you do not need a residence permit when moving to Finland. If you are a citizen of another country and you want to move to Finland, you need a residence permit. You must apply for the residence permit from the Finnish Immigration Service before you come to Finland. Livelihood. You must have a sufficient livelihood to be allowed to move to Finland. When applying for a residence permit or registration of right of residence, you must be able to prove that your livelihood in Finland is insured. If you come to Finland to work or to engage in entrepreneurship, you must prove that your work or business provides you with an adequate income. If you are moving to Finland to live with a family member, the person living in Finland is often also required to have sufficient resources to support him/herself and the family member moving to Finland. Notification of your move to the authorities of the country of origin. When you move to Finland, remember to also notify the authorities of the country which you are moving away from about your move. Moving away from your home country can affect social security, pensions, and taxes, for example. In future, it will be easy to take care of things once your information is up to date. Cost of living in Finland. The cost of living in Finland is high. For example, food and many services are more expensive than the European average. The cost of housing varies a lot. Housing in major cities is much more expensive than in small towns. Removal goods. You do not usually have to pay duties or taxes for the goods you bring with you to Finland as removal goods. However, if you move to Finland from outside the European Union, you must submit a customs declaration for the removal goods to the customs authorities in Finland. Removal goods must be brought to Finland within 12 months of the move. If you move to Finland from within the European Union customs and fiscal territory, you do not have to submit a customs declaration. After moving to Finland. Registration of an European Union citizen's right of residence. If you are a European Union citizen and intend to stay in Finland for over 90 days, you must register your right of residence. Read more on the Info Finland page. Registration of an European Union citizen's right of residence. Housing and home insurance. Most immigrants living in Finland live initially in rented flats. It's a good idea to allow yourself at least a month to find a flat to rent. Once you have a flat, it is worthwhile taking out a home insurance policy. Home insurance covers, for example, damage to your furniture and other articles. Home insurance policies are sold by insurance companies. Finnish Personal Identity Code. If you are granted a residence permit for Finland, you will be automatically registered in the Finnish Population Information System. You will receive a Finnish Personal Identity Code at the same time. You can also get a personal identity code in Finland at the nearest Digital and Population Data Services Agency or at tax offices in larger cities at the same time as you get your tax card. Municipality of residence in Finland. If you move permanently to Finland, your municipality of residence will be registered as being in Finland. Your municipality of residence is the municipality in which you live. When you have a municipality of residence in Finland, you have the right to use the services provided by the municipality, such as public health services. You can find out at the nearest service location of the Digital and Population Data Services Agency whether a municipality of residence in Finland can be registered for you. Social Security. When you move to Finland, you should apply to Kela for a Kela card. You may have a right to social benefits if you live permanently in Finland and meet the other criteria for being granted the benefits. Your right to social benefits is assessed if you apply for them. If you work in Finland but do not live permanently in Finland, you may have a right to some social benefits. Bank account. You will need a bank account in order to handle your day-to-day finances. When opening a bank account, you need a passport or some other official identity card. It's a good idea to compare the services and prices of different banks so that you will find the most advantageous option for you. Tax card. If you are employed or an entrepreneur, you need a Finnish tax card. If you have just moved to Finland, you can get a tax card from a tax office, verotoimisto. When you live permanently in Finland, the tax administration will send you a new tax card each year in January. Public transport. If you live in a town or city in Finland, it is not necessary to own a car. Public transportation in Finland works well. You can travel almost everywhere in Finland by bus or by train. You can also fly to many cities. In larger cities and areas surrounding them, local public transport is also very efficient. Local public transport is usually organized by buses. Driving license. If you have a driving license issued in a Nordic country, an European Union member state, or an European Economic Area country, it is also valid in Finland. You can exchange it for a Finnish driving license if you are residing in Finland permanently. If you have a driving license issued in a country that is party to the Geneva or Vienna Conventions on Road Traffic, the license is valid in Finland for 2 years. Once you have been registered in Finland's population information system, you have 2 years to exchange your foreign driving license. If you do not exchange your license in time, you need to complete a driving test in Finland. If you have a driving license issued in a country not party to the Geneva or Vienna Conventions on Road Traffic, the license is valid in Finland for 1 year after you are entered into the Finnish population information system. If you do not exchange your license, you must also complete a driving test in Finland. You can exchange your driving license for a Finnish driving license at an Ajovarma service point. Internet. In Finland, many matters can be dealt with over the internet. It is worthwhile getting an internet connection as soon as possible after moving to Finland. Telephone. When you buy a telephone subscription in Finland, you get a Finnish phone number. Many companies sell telephone subscriptions. You can also buy a prepaid subscription. A prepaid card has a certain sum charged into it beforehand which you use to make phone calls. Prepaid subscriptions are sold, for example, at our kiosks, some supermarkets, or over the internet. Health. Finland provides both public and private health services. You can use public health services if you have a municipality of residence in Finland. Public health services include, for example, health centers. Public services are much less expensive than private ones. If you want to book an appointment with a doctor, contact a health center. If you are not entitled to use public health services, you can visit a private medical clinic. Language studies. Finnish and Swedish are Finland's official languages. Language proficiency will help you to understand the new society and make it easier for you to handle your affairs. Whether you should study Finnish or Swedish depends on which language is spoken in your place of residence. Job hunting. The Employment and Economic Development Office provides help with your job hunting. You can look for jobs online and in newspapers. You can also find a job if you personally contact employers that interest you.